You know, I really shouldn't have made this cup of tea right before I was filming because it's too hot for me to drink it now. But if I wait until after I film, it will be too cold. So do I just wait with it? Do I just not film? Or do I just give you a really fun introduction to this week's 7 on Sunday? Who knows? So guys, I'm trying to keep up with the schedule here by getting a 7 on Sunday out this week. I did just upload a video yesterday. I'm uploading one today. Clearly I'm filming day of Sunday. That's why I'm so cash in my fancy shorts that just look so good. But today we are talking about duologies. And what I've come to realize is I don't actually have that many duologies on my shelf that I haven't read yet. Most of them I have read, or I've read one book and I'm just never going to get to that second book, but I just can't let go. So I have 5 duologies that are unread that I have for my list, and 2 of them I've read one book because it's the best I could do. So I'm excited to get into the video and talk about duologies I'm really keen to read. And again, I did not put any research into this whatsoever, so if there is trilogies, my bad. Lol, I got distracted by TikTok for an hour, but I'm back to film. I'm gonna get it done. But the first duology I want to read is this one, and I don't know if it's got a name or if it's just Where Dreams Descend, but it's by Danielle Angeles, and I've had this for a very long time. I've been wanting to read this for a very long time because it's about a circus, and I will pick up any book that's about a circus, and I have been wanting to read this for a very long time. So much so that the first book came out and I bought it, and then the second book came out and I bought it, and this came out a long time ago. So I'm just not with it at all, but I just know that this seems to be right up my alley. I'm pretty sure I put this on my 5-star predictions list, but it's a magical competition set in a circus atmosphere, so it's got literally everything I want, and I need to read it. Next I have The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is another duology where I bought the first one and I didn't read it, and then I bought the sequel, didn't read it, and it's been quite a while again. But I need to catch up on all the books they've written together because I have only read the first book in These Broken Stars, and I've only read the first book in Undying or Unearthed or whatever it's called. I really need to catch up, but I don't really remember what this is about. Like, it's obviously something about a kingdom. Like, obviously there's this kingdom in the sky, and then there's people down below, and I think he falls or she falls or something, but like they're from 2 different sides of this world, and I think it's going to be interesting. I just haven't picked it up yet and I'm mad at myself. Next I'm going to mention Outside In, Inside Out by Maria V. Schneider, and I know that I'm mentioning Maria V. Schneider, but I've always been very intrigued by this book, and I wonder if sci-fi is maybe her niche, because Navigating the Stars really wasn't that bad, and I've been intrigued by this for a really long time. But basically they're stuck in this place and they're not allowed to leave, and she is lowest of the low. She's a cleaner, and she finds a way to get out and finds out that either the world isn't as bad as they thought, or there's like whole societies. But this is a very common storyline in sci-fi, but this book is literally nearly 10 years old, and I'm very excited to pick it up, but I don't know when I'm going to. But hopefully I probably would do it for like a readathon at some point, because it seems like the easiest way to go. Next I want to talk about The Princess Will Save You by Sarah Henning, and I'm not sure if this is a duology or a trilogy, but I think it's a duology because I remember people talking about the second book and how the conclusion was a bit rushed, so I'm assuming, but I only own the first one, so I want to read this before I buy the second one. But I've heard many good things. I know that Grace really enjoys this book, and she's mad that not enough people have read it, so I will get to it, I promise. I have the step of buying it, but it's a Princess Bride retelling that's like gender bent, so I don't need to know anything more, because that's one of my favorite classic movies. I am obsessed with it. I love it so much. I literally only watched it a couple of months ago because I just always watch it at least once a year. It's a beautiful movie, but I think this will be hopefully right up my alley, and I'm very excited. Next I want to talk about Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. So the first one is Spoiler Alert, which I have read, but I haven't read All the Fills, which is about another character who was another actor in the TV show and his assistant, and we heard a little bit about their story in this book because like they had stuff happening behind the scenes that I think is going to get rehashed in this book so that we can see their point of views. I didn't love this book as much as I was hoping to because it was a 5-star prediction and I gave it 4 stars, but the plot of the second book does very much intrigue me and I do really want to get to it. I don't know when. Adult contemporaries are more likely for me to read because I read more of them than anything else, so it's more likely to happen. I just don't know when, but I think it's going to be cute. Like, I'm really excited to like see more of the story, maybe come back to these characters, see how they're going, and again, I hope I do it soon. Next, I want to talk about Rule and Rise by Ellen Goodlett, and yes, I have read this one. I really enjoyed this book. I didn't expect it to be as good. There's kind of this like way that there's some fantasy books that you just know are only going to be a 3-star read. Like, fantasy for me sometimes blurs together that there can't really be too many unique stories per se, that there's always going to be things that you're going to see that you've read before that it only ever goes to that 3-star level. But this surprised me because each of these daughters have a secret of how they did something really, really bad, and it's really interesting to learn those secrets and then to learn how they dealt with everything. And I'm just mad that I never got to the second book because I think shit was really about to hit the fan at the end of the first one, and then it's been many years since I read this, so I am intrigued to see where it's gonna go. But I also feel like I forgot everything, so maybe I won't enjoy it as much. Like, I don't know, but I am intrigued. I definitely know that I need to get this read at some point soon. And lastly, I totally forgot about the Vicious duology, so Vicious and Vengeful by V.E. Schwab, which I have not read, but I still can't get over how much thicker Vengeful is. Like, it's a thick boy. But I have always heard about this book, but I've never been a person who has read it. And I did buy these special editions from the Way Chronicles, so I'm never going to get rid of these because they're gorgeous. But I really need to get into this story, and I literally have no idea what this is about. I know there's something about powers, and it's two dudes that were like friends, and then they become villains. Like, it's a slow descent into becoming villains. And then I don't know what this book's about. Like, are they fighting each other in this book as well? I don't know. But there is a vibe of it being really, really good, and I'm just very intrigued. I don't know why I find the need to lift up every book every time I film, but I am excited to get to these books, but I just have no priorities for what I want to read at the moment. Like, there is some things that I want to get to at the moment, but I can't see myself reading any of these in this year because I just don't read quick enough. So when I am picking books to read, it's like, I don't know, there is a stress to it, but also a just whatever when I read. So I just keep saying, yes, I want to read, but like, that could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or next week. I have no idea. But anyway, guys, that is all for today's video on duologies that I want to read. If there's any of these that you guys want to read as well, we could totally do a buddy read. And if you want me to read them sooner and get my thoughts and feelings, just let me know in the comments that you want that. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!